The brands are getting or agencies are getting the most value from AMC are the ones that are asking interesting questions.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the eCommerce Pros podcast. I'm your host, Rob Wiltsey, and today I'm so excited to be speaking with Sreenath Reddy, who is the founder of Intentwise. Sreenath is a seasoned entrepreneur and the visionary behind Intentwise, which is a powerful platform designed to optimize retail media and analytics for Amazon sellers. He's made it his mission to empower sellers with data-driven insights and tools to enhance their ad strategies, increase conversion, and drive growth. Who wouldn't want that? We're so excited to have Sreenath on today. And thanks for being with us.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, Rob. Good to be here.
Yeah, and so why don't you start off by telling us about the Amazon Marketing Cloud, AMC? I know that some people don't even know what that is. And so tell us what that is and what the value is for Amazon sellers.
No, great question. Let me actually put this in the context of what I have seen happen over the last 2 to 3 years when it comes to Amazon, right? What Amazon has been doing consistently is share more and more data with sellers and advertisers over the last 2 to 3 years. I mean, if you're a seller, you probably are aware of MWS API. That's how you got your seller central data, and then you had advertising data. MWS API was not the easiest thing to use. But if you look at what they have done over the last 2 to 3 years, they have made API access much more robust. They have made hourly data available both for advertising and sales. And so they're really expanding this footprint of measurement and data. Right? Now let's talk about Amazon Marketing Cloud. Amazon Marketing Cloud was introduced a couple of years ago. Honestly, I view this now as the centerpiece of all advertising measurement or all measurement as far as Amazon is concerned. Because if you look at what they're doing, they're expanding ad inventory, above and beyond just search ads, right? DSP, Thursday Night Football, NBA, Prime Video. So they're expanding ad inventory, but the question is, okay, where does measurement happen? All that happens in Amazon Marketing Cloud. So at a high level, mechanism or a solution through which all advertising measurement is happening now and will happen going forward. But let me just double click on that and say, okay, what the heck is this? Like, what is inside Amazon Marketing
Yeah.
Cloud? And I'm going to describe this by giving a simple example. Rob, let's say you were shopping on Amazon. What's the last thing you bought on Amazon, Rob?
Oh, I think I probably bought some like floss picks this morning.
It's okay, great. Let's take floss picks.
Yeah.
Okay. Floss picks, you probably didn't do a ton of research, right? It's not like you're buying a $500 item. You probably went to Amazon search bot.
Yeah.
So if you look at a shopper's journey, whether it's floss picks or this expensive vacuum cleaner or whatever, right? You're searching, you're subjected to impressions, you may click on some ads, and then you may add something to a gift list, wish list, shopping cart, and then you may buy several days later. So Rob, you the shopper are exposed to a lot of these events, and some of these events you are taking action, right? What Amazon Marketing Cloud is that Rob, you are assigned a user ID, and assigned to that user ID are all these events, okay, that are tracked within Amazon Marketing Cloud. So it's an extremely granular set of signals down to the shopper level of everything that they're exposed to or any action that they are doing. Okay, that's what is inside Amazon Marketing Cloud. Now the next question is, okay, wonderful. Why should I care? So what Amazon Marketing Cloud is doing is a couple of things. One, in the absence of Amazon Marketing Cloud, let's say you're running some DSP spend and then you're running some search spend, there is no way to establish the connection between the two. But with AMC, you can literally see, hey, what did people who got exposed to my DSP ad do on search, right? Are they actually working better together or not? Right? That connection between upper funnel and lower funnel is what Amazon Marketing Cloud now establishes that you couldn't do before, right? The other thing you can start to do now is you have all these rich events, right? Imagine being able to target specifically people who added some items to your wish list or gift list or bought certain specific items 6 months ago. Or better yet, you probably went and searched floss picks. Okay. If you think about all the ads that show up when you when you search floss picks, at best those ads get a 2%, at best 2% click through rate. So 98% of people searching floss picks are actually not clicking on your ad, but your impression is served as the advertiser. Imagine being able to create a pool of those people who actually searched but never clicked on your ad, and now you can go target them, right? This is the type of stuff Amazon Marketing Cloud makes possible. So you can better understand shopper journeys. You can isolate and create very targeted audience and go after them to improve ad efficiency. Again, this is high level. There's a lot of other things you can do, but hopefully this gives you and the audience a sense for what is Amazon Marketing Cloud.
That's a great overview. So there's types of data in Amazon Marketing Cloud that you can't get just through the standard, Amazon Ads dashboard or those sorts of places. How easy is it to interpret the data? How is the data presented to you in Amazon Marketing Cloud? And is it something that you have to kind of dig to get the information and the insights you're looking for?
Great question. See, look, I mean, AMC was launched a couple of years ago. There's lots of rich data. For better or for worse, the best way to get insights out of AMC is you have to write SQL-like language. It's mostly SQL, but with some AMC-specific nuances. So you do need to be a little bit technical, right, to be able to get at that information. Now, Amazon has attempted to make it easy by having predefined libraries of insights, predefined libraries of audiences. But I will say that it is a technical product, and it requires certain technical chops to actually go use it. Now, here's my plug. That's exactly the reason why companies like Intentwise, we actually co-developed a solution with Amazon to make it a lot easier for advertisers to extract insights, extract audiences from Amazon Marketing Cloud. And by the way, it just keeps evolving, right? So to your original question, is it easy? It is not. But certainly companies like Intentwise are making it very easy. But I will add that despite its complexity, it's perhaps worthwhile to start understanding what is possible, because our future state in terms of ad execution and ad measurement, it's a state where it is not going to be without AMC. Everything we do will involve AMC. So it's good to start building the muscle, certainly from a knowledge perspective on your teams.
Absolutely. And is there a degree to which some sellers should be using this themselves, or would you recommend that they just hire or partner with an agency or a company like yourself that knows how to navigate that?
Yeah, good question. I think there's a couple of things that are going on, right? So again, it's been around for 2 years, and if you watch some of the announcements at Amazon's annual advertising event, which is Unboxed last month in Austin, they've done a number of things to make usage of AMC a lot simpler. They've exposed a ton of APIs for companies like Intentwise to build on top, right? And so I think we are at a place now, and I wouldn't be able to say this 2 months ago, right? We're at a place now, for example, on the Intentwise platform. People don't have to know that AMC even exists. There's already pre-baked questions we are answering. For example, how many net new to brand customers are you acquiring each month across all your campaigns? And what is the cost of acquisition? Is that different by products? And so are there products that get you more new to brand customers, so you should treat them differently from others? So there's a number of predefined questions that we're already addressing with predefined dashboards. So you don't have to do anything, you just log in and see, right?
Yep.
So there is that. Same thing will start to apply to audiences as well. So I will say it is a lot easier now than it was even 2 months back. So when you now have the option to say, look, let me consume this canned stuff, it does put me in a better place than where I was before. But if I want to ask more complicated questions and do more complicated things, for example, if you're a seller with some sort of a D2C presence, okay, in fact, we work with a number of sellers that have that. They are uploading their first party data to see what is the overlap of my direct customers with the Amazon platform and building audiences around that and targeting them, right? So I think now you can start, get some value right away without having to know what AMC is. And it's left to you to, in terms of how much you want to invest and extract value of. And certainly companies like Intentwise, we bring the technical chops and make that easier for you. And certainly also the expertise, right? We've been doing this for a while. There's over 500 instances activated on our platform. So we have had battle scars of dealing with this.
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, it certainly accelerate the process of extracting value from this.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So it sounds like you can actually track the different actions of each customer along the way to the buy box. Is that right?
That's what's tracked in AMC.
Yep.
And if someone from Amazon is hearing this, like they would want me to say what I'm about to say, which is it's a privacy safe environment. So I
Yeah.
can't go and say, let me go track down Rob and let me see exactly what he did. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But you can look at behaviors of cohorts of audiences. So at a cohort level, you can see the pattern, right?
Cool.
But no, of course, not individually. So it's a privacy safe environment. So I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, absolutely. So for example, if you're running a sponsored brands video ad, and you want to answer the question, how many customers watched this ad along the way, you could
Yes,
answer that
that
kind of a
question you can
question.
answer. That
Yeah.
question you can answer.
Yeah.
Watched it. What did they do? Did they come back and search something and engage with your sponsored ads? How long after? All of those things are stuff you can answer. But again, at a cohort level.
At a cohort level. So you could see the signals
Yes.
that could help you make better decisions about how to optimize and things like that. Yeah, do you have any particular case studies? I mean, you don't have to name names necessarily, but any case studies you could give us with Intentwise where Amazon Marketing Cloud unlocked some big insights that led to some big changes?
Like Amazon themselves published our case study a couple of weeks back on their website. So you can check this out. You just have to search Intentwise
Cool.
AMC case study. But this is a case, I mean, we have a number of case studies, but this is the one we published. This is a publisher who's been around for a while in the space. They have about 2,500 products. Before AMC, they would look at all these products similarly and have like similar ACOS targets, right? But they certainly were very focused on trying to grow their new to brand metrics. And as the audience may already know, there was no new to brand metrics available on sponsored products, and they may be like on sponsored display, sponsored brand, but there could be double counting in them. But with Amazon Marketing Cloud, what we were able to do was understand new to brand metrics by product. Right? And it turns out there's about 12 products that they have. They're substantially better at attracting new to brand customers than the rest. And so they just thought of assigning different levels of budgets and different goals on those products. Right? Similarly, what we found is this combination of sponsored brand and then sponsored product results in better outcomes. So that also became a focus, right? I mean, those are examples, but there's just many such
Yeah.
scenarios where I say that with AMC, what happens is like the value you get is proportional to kind of how imaginative you can be and creative you can be with your questions, right?
That's interesting.
So
And are there certain so there may be Amazon sellers listening to this that are, doing a couple 100,000 a year. Maybe someone's listening, they're doing, millions a year. Who is this tool really for? Is it for everyone, or is it something that is maybe larger sellers should start playing around with? Or how
yeah,
do you answer the question? Who should be playing around with this?
yeah. I mean, look, I think what holds true no matter what new technology, new tool set becomes available to advertisers is
Yeah.
the larger the spend, the easier it is to justify ROI. That's always the case, and I don't think it's different here. The change that Amazon made is that again, until about a month ago, the only way to get access to AMC was you have to be spending money on sponsored ads and you have to be a DSP advertiser also. That has just changed. You can get an AMC instance even if you're a sponsored ads advertiser.
Cool.
So that happened. The second thing is, in the past, creation of instances was manual. Literally, we get a request, we pass on that request to Amazon, somebody manually creates it. It's usually a 1 week turnaround time. But they've built APIs to automate all that, and we are actively working through those APIs and resolving bugs with Amazon and things like that. But we are quickly getting to a place where every advertiser will have an AMC instance. Now, the question about, okay, value, again, the smaller the seller, the more you probably can rely on the canned views and dashboards that platforms like Intentwise will make available to you. But the larger you get, the more action there's going to be in terms of optimization. I mean, we see it already, right? There's a supplement brand that is engaging very deeply with AMC. They have uploaded their first party data. They're doing some super interesting things. But I do believe the larger your budgets start to get, the more the opportunity.
That makes a lot of sense. And what do you see looking into 2025, looking forward? What do you think is going to change, if anything, about the way that advertisers should be approaching their campaigns, approaching their spend? There's obviously the sponsored brand side of things, and then you have the DSP side, and then you have like streaming TV, and there's just like, what do you see being the opportunities for sellers in 2025?
Great question. I think we could probably divvy this up into a couple of buckets, right? One is I would say, operational and tactical investment into search advertising, right? It has been around a while. I think you're at a place where you cannot operate without them. But that also has just reached an inflection, because if you look at the last 4 or 5 years, on the search ad side, nothing fundamentally changed. Perhaps sponsored TV is a change, and perhaps the video ads is a change. But those are like small inflections, right? But I think that the introduction of AMC into sponsored ads is the first huge inflection, in my opinion, in the last few years of sponsored ads being around. Because now it gives you an opportunity to kind of shift the way you think about targeting audiences. And so I think, and I'll go on to say that AMC will get much more deeply embedded in the day-to-day running and execution of campaigns. And I've said this to Amazon, and I've said this to my team members. The best product in the market is going to be, actually, I shouldn't say best product. All ad tech tools like Intentwise will have no choice but to embed AMC very deeply into all the workflows, ideally to the point where the end user doesn't need to care or know that AMC exists, right? So I think that's going to happen. But as a hands-on keyboard doer, you still need to understand what AMC is, what is possible, is whatever tool I'm using doing the right thing? Are there audiences and insights that are unique to my business I care about more? Like, for example, if you're a toy brand selling one-time purchase stuff, do you really care for subscribe and save? You don't, right? If you're a supplement brand or a beauty brand, do you care for subscribe? Of course you do, right? So I think there'll be nuances. And so while the tools will make things better, it still behooves upon the doers and on the advertiser's part to actually understand what is possible, right? So that's on the search ad side. And of course, on the upper funnel stuff, I think at a high level, we as advertisers, it doesn't take very much to buy into the idea that you really have to invest in brand development if you ultimately want to reduce the cost of acquiring customers. It doesn't matter what business you're running, that statement is true. Okay. So, as more and more brand building opportunities become available in the upper funnel, AMC is the only way to measure outcomes. So even when you decide to
Right.
spend, the only way to know something is working is to actually know how to measure things in AMC. So on both
Right.
fronts, I just think it's a change, it's an inflection in our ecosystem, and I think everybody is well served to do if nothing else, an investment, if it's whether it's themselves or their team members, to go get certified on AMC. There's a great certification, free certification course that's available on Amazon Learning Console. You just have to understand what's possible as step one. Okay. And only then can you extract more value from the tools you use or the agency you work with, right? So yeah.
Cool. That's great. So maybe we should put that in the show notes here, the link to go get certified and familiarize yourself
Yep.
with AMC. Yeah, that's really exciting. Anything else you kind of want to leave our viewers with in terms of, I feel like we've just done a really good job covering the value of AMC, the kind of data that is in there, the kind of insights, what advertisers should be looking for. They should be educating themselves. But yeah, what other advice would you like to leave our viewers with here, just in terms of, value that they should get out of this platform? Maybe they're saying to themselves, yeah, that all sounds great, but like, I don't know if I'm technical enough, or I don't know if like I have the time to really familiarize myself. What would you say to someone who is maybe like not really seeing the value, or, afraid to make that transition?
Yeah, I mean, I think, there was a brand, a sizable brand, I won't name the brand, and reached out to us, and we were on a conversation with a senior director of marketing. And he made a point saying, hey, look, I'm trying to build a business case to get the company to invest in AMC. And I thought about it for a moment, and my response was, okay, would you ever build a business case to get access to Seller Central?
Right.
Okay. So, I mean, look, maybe I'm stretching it too far. I'm just saying that, like, it's important to not think about AMC as this thing that is optional, right? It's important to think about it as we have to build the muscle. You're not going to have much of a choice, especially around answering some key questions. It could be overwhelming, but that has changed. I will say until 2-3 months ago, if you said, man, this is too painful, I don't have the time, I don't know where to get started, I buy that argument, right? But now, again, I don't mean to create another plug for Intentwise, but tools like Intentwise are making it easy so you can get started. Yeah. So I would, and there's also a bit of a pervasive commentary that I've seen in the space, partly because the tool was hard to use. There's a narrative that is like, oh man, yeah, it's a shiny object, Amazon wants you to use it. But nah, we didn't use it. I don't know if there's value. There's a lot of that going on as well. And I say to advertisers and brands, I don't have to tell you that you're in a very competitive space. And so you choose. Right. Do you want to lean into something that looks a little bit difficult on the surface? Or do you want to step away and be like everybody else? So that's a choice you have. And I'll just tell you that we're in a much better place now than we were a year ago. It is a lot easier than it may seem for you to kind of dig your teeth into this. And I'll just end by saying the brands that are getting, or agencies are getting the most value from AMC are the ones that are asking interesting questions. So the value you will get out of this is directly tied to the type of questions you're going to ask. But the precursor to that is to know what types of questions you can actually ask.
Sreenath, thank you so much for sharing everything with us today, and hope to have you again on in the future.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, cool. Thanks so much.